to this tutorial. Now in this particular tutorial, I'll be showing you how I created this simple birthday flag. So in subsequent lecture, I'll be teaching you how to create other birthday designs also. Right, so let's just go straight into this tutorial. The first thing we'll be doing is our background. Okay, come to relative size, increase it, make it 100, then position it here. So the background is already worked upon. There's a way I came across this background. I think me just looking at it now, I've been able to decipher how I came across the background. I'll show you in one of the trainings anyway. So this is it. Then next thing I'll just bring in my image, this pastor's wife. So let's see how many I'm having here. Okay, this one is already worked on. Now if you looked at this one, I already reduced the brightness to 30. Just come here and reduce the brightness to 30. Okay, so you increase the contrast to 20. This is actually mostly I thought the saturation a bit. I should have just left it anyway, but it's good we have this here. So I'll just increase the size a bit. Now position her here. So let's just see this one as a guide. Alright. We have that in that position. I can just do well to lock it. Now for this particular one, what I did was, let's come back to the color filter. Just reduce the saturation, reduce the brightness to about the same figure, then increase the, let me make it 25. Now having my contrast in 25. Alright, so what I did was came here and I just alright, so we have that guy here, but there is no actually need of me erasing that part. It was actually when I was working on this design. I was just trying to generate a concept. Alright, so I think I have the original one I used here. So what I did was, for the original one was, okay, I want to check the U minus 112. Okay, you can just get the remaining one ourselves. So let's just use one thing. So the brightness, then contrast. Like this is just like my default I use for most of these elements. My images, brightness 20, contrast, my brightness minus 20, contrast plus 20. Alright, so next thing was using my eraser to just erase this side. Alright, so the next thing I did was increase the size a bit, then position it at the back. At the back of Mommy Pastor. Alright, then lock it. Now note, if you'll be checking my designs now, I love using drop shadows. So my drop shadow, click on plus, then drop it here. So in here, I don't want it to be obvious. Right, the image doesn't actually look flat anyway. Most times when I use drop shadows is when the image looks flat on the design. So the next thing is this. Let me bring this clothing material, this particular one. So what I did here was use the brightness, increase the contrast, alright. So we have this guy. So let's see. Oh, we touched the U 5235. I don't think there's need for me to touch the U again. So all I just did was just to position this one somewhere around here. Okay, for let me just come here, flip it this other way around. Okay. Alright. So this one I can just practically position it the way I want. So I'll just copy it. You know what? Flip this other way around. Then now I will not want this part to be really like this. Okay, I can just leave this one like this anyway. I said you can just do this one anyhow. So this part settles for that, to that top. So the next thing was to now, okay, I'm looking at something which I don't want to do. I don't like doing. Okay, I am going to move this Mommy Pastor. I'm going to move this picture closer. Now what I notice that my text will not be having enough space. So that's something you should please also, you should take note very well. If I had left her there, my text won't be having enough space. It will be as if I'm just squeezing the text. So it will not be good, it will not make my design look professional. When your text are squeezing, begging for, fighting for space. So this one, we have this guy here. So I'll send you this element. Then I'll just make it 15. I love increasing my tolerance to 15, especially in some cases. Then I'll change this color to white, overall color to white. So by default, okay, by default is white here. So I just increase the size, put it here. I think I'll just have to bring this guy on board now. So these are kind of birthday stuff. I'll send you the ones I have. I think I have one that does not actually even need you to be using race color or anything. Alright, so I will just lock it. Then this is the church logo. Now it will be clearer than this just because it was very big before. Then I reduce the size somewhere around here. Yeah, means I'm going to, don't want the logo to be too big. Alright, so we have this here, then our pastor's name. So for this name, I use Montserrat medium, semi bold. I'll be sending you the font. I probably might have sent it to you, semi bold. Then I reduce the size now to 20. Please take note. then the name of our pastor, Pastor Faith. So I think I'll just keep the name like this. I'll reduce this one greatly. It's about, let's say, 23. Stick with 25. Right, so I'm thinking of this happy birthday here. Now, okay, let's look at the size of this one. Let me stick with 50. Right, so it should just be double of what we have for the name. Alright, so that's something you may actually want to work with. Maybe most times when you're working on headline, in short, that was what I was taught. When you're working on headline and your headline, you can make your headline about times 4 or times 3 times 5 of your body. So that range makes sense a lot. So the next thing is, this is also, if you check the text again, in short, everything I used for this design was just semi-bold. So but for this particular part, we use a medium, a regular, or just let's use medium. And you don't want your text to end like that. To end with just a word, it's not going to make sense. It won't make sense if your text is ending with just one word. Now, from my arrangement, I arrange it in a way that you see my texts are centered, aligned. So I'll be moving them to this place, moving it to that particular direction, because I want this thing to look well organized. Alright, so the name to okay, we have positioned it here. Now let's look at it without this. Is it okay? I think it is. Alright, now if you noticed for this original one anyway, let's see the number of times I've spent. Now the original one, the image was quite big. Let me come to the size and let me increase them a bit. Okay, I'll leave the mommy pastor in this one. I'll just move her to the top. Alright, so I have this. It's looking cool, right? But I think there's something missing here. Then okay, now courtesy, the transformation charge. So it's for a client. Now I was thinking of where to put this thing. I never wanted to put this text here. I was thinking, should I? Now when you're working on projects, it will not be okay if I put it here. And putting it here is not going to be visible and it will not be okay. So that's why I just came here and rotated it to, let me show you the size. the size is 18 and it's still the same Montserrat semi-bold. Then I just reduce the size to 16, then come to rotation and rotate it to about 90 degrees. Then so I wanted to position it somewhere around. Okay, in the real design I did, the bluish part, the first one I did anyway, is not the real design, the first design. Okay, so if you notice this one here, I made my alignment centered alignment. Everything was centered. That's why you see they are not towards the edge of the right, the edge of the left. They are all aligned to the center. Alright, so that is one thing you should take note of. So we are done with this. We're done. Now check this one here. I couldn't take this to this white part here because it will not be visible. But I could now move this one to the middle here because it was quite visible here. Alright, so I will now come here and save. I'm not saving changes. Save to my device. So where we'll be going next is Photoshop Express. No, okay. Let me just leave Photoshop Express for now and come to Snapseed. That image is yet to save. It's just finished saving. So let's just come to accentuate. It's going to give you the image. You're going to bring out the color. You're going to make it pop out. Accentuate is really taking my time. I'm not loving this. You know what? Let me just come to details. Come to the structure. Increase the structure. Sharpen it a bit. Right. So the next thing is, so this is Snapseed. This is for your white space, black points, black point or black space. This is the midtones. This is the highlights, and this is your shadows. So let's give it. Let's just take the shadow down a bit. Now you can see the color is just popped out. Now this is how it is now. So I can now just export. So you can just view it. So this is what you have. Alright, so that's all for this tutorial. We see in the next one.